Hey there, welcome to Live Happily Ever Now. I am your host, Carrie Briggs. If you found this podcast, that is no accident. It means that you're ready to feel good, heal your life, and manifest the life of your dreams. I can't wait. Hello, and welcome back to Live Happily Ever Now. I am your host, Carrie Briggs. Today's episode is called What I Wish I Knew. And we're going to boil this down to what I wish I knew about healing before I started my healing journey. Because so many people are there are a lot of people out there, especially right now in the spiritual community, who are spiritually bypassing and saying that things are a lot easier or it's just simple to make a decision and shift and change your life. And I want to bring some vulnerability and honesty into this conversation about healing because it is so many things. But the biggest thing is it is not one size fits all, and it is not linear. It is not one size fits all, and it is not linear, meaning that what works for somebody else may or may not work for you. What works for me may not work for you. You might discover something completely different. There is no, and you might learn it 100 years, 100 days from now, or you might, not start your healing journey until you are in your 60s or 70s. You might start when you're 15 years old. There is no timeline for healing, and there is no right or wrong way to heal. I also want to start this out too, that like what they're saying, my guides are saying right now is like, this is very rough, but I have very blunt guides. You don't get to choose when you're healing. And honestly, it's true. I had no intention to heal things when I started the spiritual journey 7 years ago. I had 8 years ago, sorry. Zero intention that I would be on like this deep healing journey. And there are so many things that people don't talk about when you are on a journey of healing that if you knew about it, you probably wouldn't do this. And I've said this so many times. I don't know if I've said it in this podcast or not, but I'm like, why couldn't I choose to just like be a farmer and not be on this like healing? Like, at what point were my ancestors were like, yep, she's the one. She's gonna want to break all the generational contracts and the ancestral ties, and she's gonna do all this healing work, and we're just gonna throw her in there and do all this shit because she's got this. She's got that spark to that healing thing. She's strong enough to do it all. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We don't get to choose. I mean, consciously we do choose on a soul level, but that's a whole other conversation. Like, we chose to be here. We signed contracts, blah, 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 blah. We had an agreement. We're like, yeah, let's do this earth thing. Anyway, so sidetrack. We don't really get to choose when we have our healing journey and when it starts. It happens the moment that it's meant to happen. It's not like you wake up one day, we're like, today is the day I'm going to start healing. You have to come to an awareness or things will just happen before there. So, there's no timeline for healing. It will happen the moment it's meant to happen. And here's the thing too. It is on the same thing for, it's also not linear. So when you're like, oh, I'm on this healing journey, it's going to constantly going up and up and up and up and up. Bitch, no, it does not go up and up and up. Like, that roller coaster, when you go on a roller coaster, are you just constantly going up? You're just going to go up and up and, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. No, you fucking go down. You go down. Healing is like that. My voice just cracked. You're welcome. Healing is a roller coaster. The thing is that if you're watching this on video, you can see this graphic is like when we start our journey, our humps or our hills in our roller coaster are taller and longer in between. So like, it's fine. It's going great. It's going great. It's going great. Oh my God, my life's amazing. And this is like what I call the first, there's this ride. So I am in New England. There is a Great Escape, a Six Flags near me. And there's a really, really old roller coaster, and it's called the Comet. And it's a wind roller coaster. And like the first hill, I don't even know what it's called on a roller coaster. Is it a hill? I don't know. The first like hill is like a really, really steep and tall one. And it takes a long time to get to the top. And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is fantastic. This is so good. And that's what I call like the affirmations and the manifesting and like being aware, because in the beginning of your healing journey, the beginning of your spiritual journey, it's all sunshine and roses. Like completely honest, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm manifesting left and right. All these beautiful things are happening to me. I see all these amazing things. I see angel numbers everywhere. Everything's working out for me. Like all of these things. And that's like on this first like beginning of the roller coaster. And you're like up and up and up and up and up. And then you reach this point on the roller coaster and in life and your healing journey where all of a sudden it's like, cool, cool, cool. So now things are going to get a little hard. The universe is like, we're going to take those training wheels off a little bit, and you're going to go really fucking far down into the depths of your own hell. Straight up shit. You're going to have to learn how to be self-aware. You're going to have to learn to be accountable for your actions. You're going to have to aware that when you manifest things, things leave too. Oh, also manifesting really isn't that easy if you really want to manifest the big, huge, amazing things, because like you actually have to do the work to get those things. So then, you know, you have all this self-awareness and you're like, okay, I'm understanding, you know, I'm going to change the way I talk to myself. I'm maybe going to focus on what I put in my body. I'm going to journal more. I'm going to look at this. And this is where like the childhood, like the inner child and the shadow work and all of this stuff comes in. Like the very tippy top, you might have some like relationships fall away. And this is like a side note also, things I wish I knew. People fucking leave when you start healing, because once you better yourself and you're consistently bettering yourself, people are going to get triggered as fuck. And then you're the problem because you are doing the work to better themselves and they refuse to do so. Anyway, sidetrack. So you're down in this, like your first little humpy hump on the roller coaster. And this is where, you know, people are going to start leaving your life. You might have some shifts in your life, like maybe you like a toxic job, you get fired from it, or you might have like a dip in your income. You had a business and it's failing. You like it's very, I say like these are big things for some people, but in retrospect, they're really not. I mean, they are if you're in it, it feels very, very big. But this is what I'm saying. So, and I'm not like bypassing and being like, this all happens for a reason, because that's not true. So, I mean, it is true, but it's not. So all of these things are happening. And you're like, what the fuck? I'm doing all this healing work and I'm saying the mantras, I'm doing the affirmations and I'm manifesting and I'm journaling. Why is my life so fucking hard right now? Why are people leaving me? Why are people judging me? Why is it so hard? Like all this shit. So then it forces you to become self-aware. Oh, I am not speaking to myself the right way, or it invites you into this space of awareness, of looking in the mirror. And this is where I say like the deep self-love happens because in this first dip on your healing journey, you get a chance to start loving and accepting all of yourself. This is like the shadow work. The shadow work is, everybody's so scared of it. The best definition I can come up with of shadow work is sitting in front of a mirror and seeing every single part of yourself that you're ashamed of and you're judged, and loving yourself deeply anyway. So you're in this like little humpy hump, and then you start getting piled on, like people are leaving, things are shifting, things don't feel all fun. It's kind of like sticky and gooey and yucky, and you're like in this, like, this is not what I fucking wanted to do. However, you can no longer escape the matrix. You are stuck on this healing journey. So you're like, okay, you reach this point of surrender, so to speak, where you're on your knees and like, I can't fucking do this anymore. This is so fucking hard. I'm doing all this work and nothing's working, and I'm thing. And then you start going up again, and then you start learning new things. Oh, maybe energy work comes into play. Maybe somatic practice comes into play. Maybe, you know, you start seeing a therapist. Maybe you were seeing a therapist. You start shifting a deeper level. So you're like, okay, this is cool. This is fun. I'm starting to feel good. Now I have tools to help me on all these things. And then things start to get easier. And you're like, okay, so now we're up and up and up and up. We're going back up that little second hump. And we're like doing all these things. And, you know, we're manifesting again. We're bringing new people into our life. Your circle changes. You start finding a beautiful community. And you're like, okay, I'm noticing patterns about myself. Like I've recognized all these things. And like it starts getting easy again. Maybe you're making more money or you switch a job and all these things. And then you're top of this hump. And then you get thrown back down even deeper. So again, if you're familiar with the comet, like you go up and up, and then when you go down like a little bit, you kind of like go down a little bit below ground. There's some roller coasters that like go down underground. Like this is where okay, shit's getting real fast. And this is like the deeper level of the shadow work. This is like sitting in the depths of your own hell, and all of your traumas, all of your judgments of yourself are brought to the forefront on a very scary level, because you're simultaneously unaware of this. Like, you're like, you were just manifesting some amazing things. You're calling and you're like, oh my God, I'm manifesting. I'm calling in this beautiful, amazing, incredible life. I've seen it come before. I've had the money coming in. I have this beautiful vision of my life. I know what I want. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know my purpose, all blah, 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 all these things. And it comes crashing down again. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, actually, I've been doing this stuff. I just did this and I learned these new things and it was going better again. I've already touched this stuff. I've already done this shadow work. I've already done this stuff. And the universe is like, but have you? You'd scratched the surface. Maybe you did it with this person, but this person was really a test, because what you thought you were going to go through with that person, now this person is going to show you how they really are. And they're going to confront all of your triggers to where you have to sit with yourself so deeply and love yourself so deeply that you can do this. So anyway, you're in this space again. Now you're in like this other like little tiny downhill thing. And by this point, you've kind of recognized a little bit. You're like, oh, things kind of like happen like on this like up and down and up and down on up and down. And you've had like little up and downs in these moments before. So now you're on this like down thing and you're confronted with all the things. And this is what I call, I don't even know how to describe it, like the deepest surrender that you will ever I don't even know how to say it. Encounter. There's the word. That's the word we're looking for. When I'm channeling, words don't word very well. So, and this is where you come face to face with, deep surrender and connection to source. So for me, this was my place of deep connection to Gaia, Mother Earth, deep connection to God and the universe. And because previously I'd be like, what the fuck, God? What is actually happening? Like, this is not fucking fun. Like, I did not sign up for this shit. I'd played with the dragons. I still played with. They just got very upset. I am sorry, I misspoke. That previous, like when we go up, that's where I discovered a lot of like the archangels and the dragons and the energy work and all these fun, beautiful deities and energies. And then you start playing in those worlds of, for me specifically, my example would be Kali Ma. And Kali Ma likes to confront you with your shit. She's like, oh, you want this beautiful thing? Well, cool. You're going to look in the mirror and I'm going to show you all of the people, places, and things that are misaligned to that thing you're calling in. And they're going to leave and it's going to be really fucking painful. It's going to be worth it. But you want these things, we have to get rid of this shit. So she is like, she likes like, they just show me like grenade launcher to like all of these like things. That was very, very aggressive imagery. Thank you, Kali. But she does it from a place of like, this is what you want. This is what we're going to do to get it. It's like rip the Band-Aid off. You want this big, incredible, beautiful life. Well, we're going to have some minor implosions to get you to that big, incredible life faster. So then you start doing that work and then you get down to this little dip, and this dip is like all of those things happening. It's like, oh, I called this in. This is going to be beautiful. Okay, well, things have to go. And the analogy I like to use that's a little less gruesome is you have a closet full of stuff. Like, it's just packed to the brim with stuff. And you're trying to call in more stuff into your life. And you're like trying to shove it in the closet. And they're like, it doesn't fit. Like, there's nothing to fit in the closet. So you have to take out everything of the closet and get rid of shit and organize that shit and put it back in so that you have more room for new things. And that's kind of what this dip in this healing journey is like, you are doing the deep inner work. All of those stories, all of those mindsets, all of those things that were patterns that were holding you back or keeping you from being at your highest timeline or calling in the things that you're wanting to call in. If you're trying to call in a new love relationship, all of those shadows are going to come to the surface so that you can heal them. You're going to get like all these little tests from all these people because beautiful souls are also on this mission with you, and they're going to show you and help you heal these things. You are going to have to confront the fact that maybe you don't want to be alone. Maybe you're uncomfortable being alone. Maybe you have codependent relationships. Maybe you have a pattern with narcissists. Maybe you have, so this dip is to show you, cleaning out the closet. It's like taking inventory. These are all the things that you currently have. It's like you're just a giant recipe. And it's like, these are all the ingredients. I'm gonna use all the analogies here. And it's that awareness. This is the deep self-awareness of, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what is happening. And you come at it with a place of, before you're like, why the fuck is this happening to me? And this is that place of acceptance. Okay, this is happening because I'm calling blah, blah, blah in, and I know that I have to fix these patterns and it's part of my path. Do I like it? No. Is it fun? Absolutely not. But you're going at it with a different attitude. You're going at it from a place of like, this is fucking awful, but I'm willing to do the work to get to where I am. And that's why I say this is the connection, this is the surrender, because you're at this place with God or Gaia or source or universe or guides or your ancestors or whatever it is, where you're like walking straight into the fucking fire. You're like, this is gonna burn like a motherfucker, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to look myself in the eyes and take accountability for every quote unquote shitty thing I've ever done. I'm going to look myself in the eyes and say, I see this pattern. I'm breaking it now. What do I have to do to that? It is waking up every single day and doing the extremely hard thing, like blowing up a marriage, like disrupting your children's lives, like starting a new job, starting a new business, releasing friendships, releasing family members, because you know that this has to be done. And it sucks. This is like the worst. I wish somebody had told me this years ago. I probably wouldn't have I would have still done my healing journey because I'm like, oh, yay, fun things. Because even though it's been the most painful experience and I've had some of the most profound things happen to me in my life, especially this year, I would do it all again because I've reached this place of like deep connection that I know I'm deeply supported. And I have deep accountability for myself. And I can look myself in the mirror and say, I love you and truly mean it. So you're in this dip. I feel like we're in so many different places, but we're kind of at the same place. And it's painful and it's messy. And then there reaches a point where you've done these hard things every single day. Every single day. Body lifters or working out. Like, you can't work out once being like, I'm healthy, it's perfect, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you got to do this shit every single day to see results. The same thing in your healing journey. You got to show up every single day, especially when you don't want to. That is the key here, is that I wish somebody had told me, because I would have sped it along. Again, healing isn't like, it's all not linear, blah, blah, blah. But that showing up consistently for yourself, especially when you don't want to, is the fastest way. It is when you are sitting with like, oh, I made a stupid decision. The old me would have ran and hid and completely disregarded that situation and drank it away or smoked it away or ate it away or shopped it away or whatever addiction it is away that we run to, scrolled it on social media away. And this new place in this depths of your hell, when you are in deep connection with spirit and God and Gaia and your body and yourself, is sitting with it. Like, yeah, I fucked up, but I still love me. Because at the end of the day, we human. We gonna fuck up. Because we're not perfect human beings. And this idea that this spiritual healing journey makes you a perfect human being is fucking bullshit. Who said that? Like, I'm not searching for transcendence. I have children and like a house and bills, and like I have to actually life. They call it in one of my classes right now, they call it like the householders. And it's the people who have to like, I am not just like some single female with 0 children who can sit in meditation all day long and be in like transcendence and whatever. I have to like actually adult, which is stupid. I would like to ask why we're adulting because I'm not here for it. So it's about understanding and loving yourself. Being like, yeah, I fucked up. I see that. I understand that. I take ownership for that. Now I'm going to change it. How do I not fuck up again? And guess what? I still love myself because I'm human. And we gonna human sometimes. But it's about that awareness and that knowing that even though I am not a perfect human being, I am still deeply loved by God and the universe. I am still deeply loved by Gaia. I am still deeply connected to my guides. And everything will be okay. But it's that, okay, this is the hard sticky. This is like the harder and the sticky. This is when like the caterpillar turns into goo. Like literally melting into goo. The bones, are there bones in caterpillars? They're melting into goo to transform into a butterfly. It is messy. It is painful. Every single thing, every single area of your life is going to shift and break. Your cells are rearranging. You are creating different connections in your brain when you're in this space because you are making the decisions that nobody in your familial line or ancestral line has ever made before. You're doing it for your children, if you have children. You're doing it for future generations. And you're doing it for yourself. And you're unwiring and unlearning all of these things. It's like when you break a bone and then it doesn't heal the right way and you have like this gangly arm, how do you fix it? You got to re-break it so that it can heal the right way. This is that time. It's messy. It's not fun. It is not fun, but it's worth it. And then when you start coming out of this place, this is where things get a little bit easier. And you're going to have like those smaller humps and they're going to come in larger spans. So there's going to be more time between humps, or things might move faster, but you're going to be able to move it through it faster than those giant ones, like at the beginning of the roller coaster. And then they get smaller and then you have more and they're smaller. And again, this is going to be like part 1 of many parts of this topic, I think, because I got through some of it, some of my list on this. But healing is the most beautiful, messy thing I've ever experienced. I'm nowhere near done on my healing journey. I am nowhere near healed. I will never be done healing, just as none of you will be. But I wish people had told me the truth and said, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye. If you made it to the end of this episode, that means you are truly committed to your goals and open to miracles. I am so proud of you. If you want to get more Carrie, make sure you subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode. Your experience means a lot to me, so I welcome you to leave an honest review. And you can follow me on social media at Carrie Briggs Coaching. If you really want to get in on the action, sign up for my monthly membership, Unlock Yourself, or reach out for more powerful one-on-one work. I love you all so much. See you next time.